Alright guys, today we're making gyros. Now I've heard them pronounced gyros or gyros, but I'm going to call them gyros. So, traditionally they are made with either lamb, beef, or a combination of both. And they're constructed on a central or vertical spit. And it's packed in with a bunch of binders that may not necessarily be keto friendly. So it's a pretty expensive setup all by itself. So we're going to focus more on flavor and texture. And we're going to borrow from Mexican cooking. So we're also going to substitute the product. Now you can use lamb or beef, but I would definitely recommend you put it through a food processor first, and then you use more of a taco seasoning technique. I'm going to use this product because it's actually let me get a camera. Excuse the cat. I'm going to use this product. It is ground turkey. So we're going to use that because it's already got a very fine texture and it's lower cost. So we're going to win on two fronts. So this has a tendency to kind of gush on you when you cut it open. So be a little careful of that or you'll have a cleanup to do. All right. The cat has been fed 4 times today. He's trying to get fed again. So if you hear a bunch of noise coming from this cat, that's what it is. All right. So as with ground turkey, well, it doesn't have a lot of fat. So you need to add some water to take the place of the fat that helps carry the heat around and keep it a little more evenly cooked. I'm about to pause this and put the cat in the other room. All right. So this has a very fine grain to it. I mean like very finely ground. You do have to break it up. It is going to take some work. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to that point, and I'll be with you in a second. All right, guys. So I got this broken up pretty well. If you need to, don't feel bad if you have to do it by hand. You can just kind of, grind it up with your hands, break it into smaller pieces, because we really want that fine texture. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat up. I'm put on high heat at first. If you've ever cooked taco meat before, you know the deal. We are going to have some of this water left over, and that's not a problem because we're going to actually use that excess water to help us kind of disperse our seasoning. So I'm going to kind of break down some of these bigger pieces as we cook. And yeah, that's me kind of boring. So let's go ahead and cut to it when we're about ready to add our seasoning. All right, guys, see you then. All right, guys, we are back, and you see we are pretty well fully cooked. I'm not sure if it's going to show up or not. We want these very small pieces because that's going to give us more close to that texture of that. Well, when they make a gyro, like I said earlier, it's on like a column, and they roast it in a rotating fire in a vertical column, and then they slice off pieces of it. So it's a very fine, I guess texture is the right word. Well, anyway, we're trying to simulate that. So anyway, you can see there's a lot of water left. That's no problem. That's going to help us with our seasoning. So we have 1 teaspoon of, I'll put it there, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning blend, and 1 tablespoon of curry powder. All right. Now, I want to state this is kind of a general guidelines. I'm making this kind of, I don't want to say it's weak, because some people are going to find this spicy. Other people are not going to find it spicy enough, but I try to go kind of a middle of the road. So if you guys want some more spice, of course the spicy elements there are cayenne pepper and curry powder. So amp it up or, ease it back as you need. So I'm also going to add, and this is completely optional, I've got some turmeric, very little. So I'm not even going to actually measure that out, and like I said, it's optional. And I got some ground cumin. And some ginger root. And I think it gives it a little more flavor, but it's, like I said, that's optional. Now, I was on a low sodium diet for many years and I kind of lost my taste for salt, so I don't add much. I'm going to do just 1 grind of salt. That's all I'm going to need, but if you like your food a little saltier, well, that's the direction you want to go. A few grinds of pepper. That's about it for seasoning. Now I'm going to add some olive oil later on. If I add it right now, it would react with the water and it would cause it to splatter everywhere. So obviously I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and come back to this when it's ready for the olive oil, when most of the water is gone. we are ready for olive oil. We have most of the water has evaporated. It's done its job and coated all the pieces very well. We've got a very fine texture, so it's going to simulate that carved gyro on that column. Carved gyro meat, I mean to say, on that column. All right, and here we go. I'm going to add about, well, let's say about 3 or 4 tablespoons. I like mine really greasy, and it's healthy for you. I mean, extra virgin olive oil is healthy. So, you know, go crazy with it. If you want to get your, well, that kind of sensation of that really greasy, yeah, totally, go ahead. So, I'm going to turn the heat down for a second, because I'm trying not to burn my hand while I show this to you. This is the finished product. So, we have our, well, I would call that a pita bread. And, well, that deserves a backstory. They do make keto pita breads, but I'm not really satisfied with them because they're still pretty high in carbs. I think it's like 16 to 20 carbs. It's too much for me. This is actually an egg white tortilla, and I've got a video coming up. It's going to show you how to make those. Those are closer to about 6 carbs per, so that's a lot better. All right, so I got my actual egg white tortilla, substituting for my pita bread. Then I've got my, well, my gyro meat that we have right here. Then I've got something, if you can see it, that little vegetable in there. It's called Greek salad. On top of that, I have a sauce called tzatziki. That's one full video, the tzatziki sauce and the Greek salad. And on top of that, I got feta cheese. Now, feta cheese is kind of one of those more exotic cheeses, but they're actually not that expensive. This is a 3-ounce package, I think it is. Yeah, 3-ounce package. That is feta cheese. And it is, in fact, real, actual feta cheese. Feta cheese, pasteurized milk, cheese culture, salt enzymes, potato starch for anti-clumping. Yeah, natural mold inhibitor. This is real cheese. And I get this for about $1.25 at Dollar Tree. So you guys don't have to break the bank to eat well. So, got to turn the heat back up on this and let this finish up. And really I want, well, I basically want the olive oil to take the place of the remaining water. But I still want it to be, well, you want to have some kind of moisture in there because it's going to help convey the flavor to your tongue. So, all right, this video has been long enough, guys. If you find this helpful, you want to try it out, and if it's good, like, subscribe, and check out my other videos, guys. I got some Thai food coming up. I've got a Sloppy Joe video I'm trying to put together, and I got a few more. So definitely, check them out, guys. All right, I'll see you then.